Hey, everybody out there. So we've got Craig Gibson, head coach of Mercer University, down in Macon, Georgia. Um, coach Gibson has been the head coach for the past 17 years. He's won over 550 games, been to 4 NCAA tournaments, all in the past 10 years, won a slew of Southern Conference titles, 4 regular season, 3 in the tournament, bunch of draft picks. Um, he's had a Golden Spikes Award winner, Kyle Lewis, in 2017. That's a big deal out there, everybody. Like, that's one guy a year, and in some fine company, guys like Chris Bryant, Bryce Harper, Buster Posey, Tim Lincecum. So he does a great job coaching the club down there. We're proud to have you on Team Easton. We're proud to have you with us today.
Awesome, BK. Appreciate it, man. We're proud to be a partner, and man, Easton's a great family. Little shout out to our guy, Greg Bartz. Man, Bartz is a great dude. He services our guys. He's a baseball guy.
Yep.
And Easton, one of the reasons we have chosen and stayed with Easton, just the product is it's a baseball company and baseball people, and we're happy to be a partner, man.
Awesome. Bartz is the man. Yep. He's probably
really
watching right now.
Yep.
All right, so let's tell a little bit more about you. So this is kind of cool. I was doing some research. So not only are you an outstanding coach at Mercer, but you are one heck of a player at Mercer too. So this is your alma mater. You're one of the few guys to have won the Conference Coach of the Year and Conference Player of the Year at the same school. So that is really cool. I guarantee you've got a lot of pride in what you're doing there for the Orange and Black. Very cool. So with all that comes consistency. You're one of only 4 D1 teams in the nation with 35-plus wins per season over the last decade. That's 10 seasons in a row, 35-plus wins, and the only other schools that have done that, LSU, Vanderbilt, Florida State. How do you get consistency like that?
Well, I'm a part of a good team, BK, to be honest with you, man. Our pitching coach has been with me for 12 years. Our recruiting coordinator's been with me. Willie Stewart, our hitting coach, has been with me. Our volunteers been with me. I think it starts at our upper level administration. Our president is really President Underwood. He values our department, our organization, what we do. Our athletic director played professional baseball, so he's all in our sport and our sports here on campus. So I think it's sort of a total team effort, man. I'm just happen to be in the right position. I'm a part of a good team, but man, I really think that's one of the things I'm most proud of here is we've been able to be consistent. And I think anybody can have a good team. I think you can have a good run, but to do what we've done, I think it says a lot about that. And we've selected the right guys. I don't use the word recruiting. I think we've selected the right kids, and we try to develop kids here. I've seen some of your podcasts with the junior college route and those kind of things. Most of our kids are 4-year guys. I mean, you mentioned Kyle Lewis. We recruited him, BK, and he didn't have one scholarship offer.
Wow.
Not one. And this guy wins the Golden Spikes in 3 years. He's the best player in the world. I mean, so, I think, he's a special DNA makeup, but so was Corey Guerin, Billy Burns, all these kids right now that are playing professional baseball. But I think the one thing that's special about our program is the ability to develop and make young people better and turn them into something different when they leave here.
That's awesome. So obviously you and your staff, you've got good eyes. You can pick the talent out there. You know what you're looking for. I was going to ask you this later on, but I may as well ask it now. What makes a good Mercer player? Like, what is it that you look for?
Well, I mean, I think, anybody can recruit off a stopwatch or radar gun, those kind of things. Man, I like the it factor. And, of course, you're projecting and, we're not recruiting 3 and 4 years down the road on this level. I mean, we signed Kyle Lewis in August before school started. I mean, and that guy's the best player in the world 3 years later. I think, man, the makeup is very important. I call it the 6 tool, to be honest with you. We like winners, man. I'll be honest. I talk about winning a championship every day. I think you win in the classroom. I think you win in everyday life. I think you win the day. You win the moment. I think winners win, and I think that's important. But I think you'd have to have the ability to identify, evaluate, and develop and make guys better. And that's what this level's about. I mean, I think you can make big league guys better. I think you can always get better. And that's something we try to challenge guys to get better every year. And we had a kid a few years ago, Kel Johnson. All-American, came from Georgia Tech, played his last year with us. Well, man, I had to make him better at something. We want to make him a better defender, a better runner, a better thrower. I mean, he did hit 23 home runs for us, but I think you can always make guys better, and that's what we constantly are trying to do here. I think legacy, those kind of things are important, But I think overall, that's what this program's about here.
That's cool. So let's touch on this. So you guys were having another outstanding year. I mean, nothing short of what you've been doing for the last decade. 13-3 before this whole thing shuts down. You were just talking about, kind of staying ready and keeping yourself moving forward. So what is the conversation like when you talk to your club when the season's over? What are you telling them? How do you keep these guys motivated?
Well, this past season, we were on the practice field and we got word that our season was canceled. And I'll be honest, Brian, we had probably 13, 14 guys that broke down in tears, and it was disastrous for us. Moving forward on a regular year, we've been to some postseason play. I think the next journey in this program, we've got to take the next step and get through regional play and go to super regionals. And I think our players are getting to that kind of level now. I think they're getting where those kind of guys can get us through to the next level. But man, it's a year-round game. You've got to get better, and I love it. I was watching the Last Dance the other night, and Michael Jordan starts training for the next year the next day. And I think that's what it's got to be like if you want to be great, if you want greatness, and it comes with a price. But if you're willing to pay the price, and I think the guys we've selected are willing to do that, and that's what we preach about daily. I mean, and we're in contact with the guys too, man, and I challenge them academically. I will tell you one thing I'm really proud. We just got our grades in. Man, we had a 3.7 team GPA here.
Impressive.
3.7 out of a 4.0. Now, we may not win all the games, but, man, I'll put that up against anybody in the country now. That is unbelievable. Without any physical education or, communicate, those kind of class. I mean, these are engineers, lawyers. So we've selected some good young people that are high achievers here.
Congratulations to your team. That is an impressive feat. And I know, it is hard to play college baseball for one. The routine is hard. I mean, it's a grind. Like, you can
It really
tell
is.
the kids about that right now. Like, you wake up early. You go to school. You go to practice. Tell the kids a typical day at Mercer, what are your guys doing?
Well, preseason, man, we're limited to 20 hours per week. So, when we're in our Champion Six segment, but, we're getting up, we're really conditioning probably from 6 to 7 in the mornings. Kids are going to classes. Within those 2 or 3 classes, then they're weight training, and then they come to practice. And then after practice, they're going to study hall, study table for probably an hour and a half, 2 hours a day. They go to bed about 9:30 and 10, and it starts over every day.
Yeah.
So I'll be honest, BK, man, probably the comment I get most from the parents is, I had no idea, Coach, what it was like. And, man, it's a grind now. I'll be honest with you. This is it's a full-time job now.
Yeah.
Your social life is on the back burner. Everything's about it. My sort of order of priorities is our faith, our family, our academics, our sport, and then our social life. So, man, lastly, your social life takes a back burner. And the one thing I've tried to do here is protect the program and put that at the forefront, because I think we have to.
It's mind-blowing to me sometimes that kids and parents have no clue about how hard it is to actually play a sport in college. I mean, dude, it's not like you're just out there running a couple laps before at 6 a.m. You're physically done by the time you go to class.
Well, you're mentally exhausted, man. And I'll tell you what, it's just it's a commitment like, it's your job. It really is. And, we've treated this organization as like a business. And, I sort of run it like a business now. I mean, we've had to move on some coaches. We've had to move on some players. But, that's how I think this organization has to run to be a champion. And winning has a price, man. We've had to make some tough decisions with this pandemic, and, but I had to value something. So we brought our seniors back, but I had to scholarship the seniors. I had to let some kids go. Probably the toughest thing I've had in my coaching career is non-renewing kids. But, man, that's sort of the price of winning and
You
being
have to win.
Man, that's why I'm here. My job is to put the 35 best guys on the field, and, man, that's what I have to do here.
It's business, not personal a lot of the time.
That's right.
Okay, so what are a couple of things? Well, and let me take a step back for a second. So this is a great opportunity for players and coaches alike to continue to learn things about the game yourself and how to improve. What are a couple of the things that your players are doing to improve their game at this point?
Well, man, I've been in contact with probably most of our guys. Our kids are pretty fortunate. A lot of them have places at their own place to work out. Their high schools, they're getting their work in. I was talking with our pitching coach this morning about if summer ball did happen for the guys, I just don't know if the pitching is ready to go out and compete. I mean, I'm a little worried now. Positionally, I think our guys can compete in a week now. These guys are lifting, they're running, they're throwing, they're hitting, they're doing the things you need to do to play the game at a high level. But pitching wise, I just think it's going to take you a while. But our guys are continue to work. Our strength coach is giving them all plans. We do Zoom videos with them. I get videos from their dads. Their brothers are sending me. So our guys are working, man. They're hoping for, this thing to break and to get back on the field for sure.
That's good. So they are absolutely staying ready to get back.
Absolutely.
So I invite anybody out there to get online and take a look at your school. It is a beautiful campus. Like the spires, the colors in the fall. Your facility is right in the middle of the campus. It's right next to the freeway. I mean, those lights are, the lights shining. People are going to come watch a game. Ortho Georgia Park at Claude Smith Field is awesome. Talk a little about your field and your facility.
Well, we've got a great place. I think in our league, Brian, it's probably the premier place in our league. Honestly, I think on the FCS level, I think we have one of the top 10, 15 parks in the country, to be honest with you. I mean, our administration, from our president, Bill Underwood, to our athletic director, Jim Cole, has done a great job in not only our facility, but our football facility, our soccer facility, our university center. I mean, they've done a great job, and they really understand the value of what this program, this department brings to the university. So our place is really great. Now, I don't know if you've seen our locker rooms, our team rooms, our indoor facilities, but most of the times when we get kids on campus, we have a pretty good success rate of signing the guys, and we've done a good job with those guys. But facilities are really a really nice place right now.
That's awesome. All right, so we got a question out there. I want to see if you'll answer it for this guy. So the question is, when should kids start getting ready for the grind at college, academically and, physically?
Well, I think anytime when you enter high school, and of course, I like guys that play multiple sports. I think it's important. We signed Kyle Lewis, and we saw him play basketball, to be honest with you. We went up to watch a guy in high school. He was playing basketball, athletic guy. He was 6'4". He thought he could be a basketball player. He still probably thinks he can, but he's a little bit better on the diamond. But I think when you enter high school, man, I like guys. I've had a lot of success with football guys. I love football guys, but I like basketball guys too. So I think once you enter high school, I think by your junior year, you sort of need to be sort of concentrated on what you're going to do, unless you're just a phenom who can sort of do it all. But, you get into summer ball, the travel ball, you're sort of, you got to play the fall session and those kind of things. And academically, I think it starts the day you get in school. I mean, that's first and foremost, we look for good students here now. I mean, and our academic requirements are at a certain level where we're not just going to let guys in to play sports here. So I've got to academically find the guys that are sound that can have success in this type of environment.
I mean, the last thing you want to do is bring a guy in and then they can't pass classes, and then you've wasted all your time.
It's not fair to those guys either, man. So I think our admissions department does a good job of really letting the kids in who can succeed academically here. And, we want that balance too. My kids that are high achievers on the academic side, it sort of follows suit on the athletic side. I like those kind of guys who can do it all now, to be honest with you.
Great stuff, Coach Gibson. I love the mentality on winning and doing whatever it takes to succeed in the competing. Excellent stuff. We are so fired up to have Mercer baseball on Team Easton, man.
Awesome.
Congratulations to you. Keep them rolling.
Man.
Keep them safe. Keep them ready. Thanks for joining us today.
We'll do it, BK. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you and Easton.
You got it. Have a good one.
Awesome. Thank you, man. Bye.